Simon, dramatic end to a fantastic playoff semi-final against Chorley. How are your nerves after that?
Oh, all over the place. Yeah, it was absolutely dramatic in the end, and I thought we deserved the win, but we had to work really hard.
So Dom Knowles with the 2 goals today, his second and the winner scored in the 93rd minute. Were you always confident we could go on and get that second goal after going level?
I think the mindset of the players was brilliant throughout the game. They were obviously disappointed to concede a sucker punch goal, but the mindset was like relentless. You know, it was wave after wave, wasn't it? You know, we dictated the ball, dominated the ball, and created the chances. And the important thing was that the break at half-time didn't stop us in our tracks, and that we continued throughout in the same vein. In the second half, we deserved the win.
So the major turning point in the game was the red card before half-time for Lee Molyneux. You were right in front of the action. Your reaction suggested you thought maybe the referee made the right decision?
I think he did. I think you leave yourself open in this day and age when it's waist high and you don't get the ball and you get the man. I'm not saying that he set out to injure him, but he was mistimed, and we've had our player, haven't we, Liam Kitchen, sent off, and I couldn't argue against it, having seen the video, because it was slightly out of control, and this incident, it was the same.
So you mentioned before the game how notoriously hard Chorley are to break down. Was that task made even harder when they went down to 10 men today?
Just the same, really. I mean, you said it was a turning point in the game, but I do think we were dictating the game before, and it can be harder, but I think it was just as equally as hard, and that's to the credit of Chorley and the management team, because they organised them brilliantly, and it was like a block in front of the 18-yard box. Hard to grind out a win, but we were creating chances, just didn't execute the finish well enough.
So there are a few standout performers today in the likes of Ben Parker and Jack Emmett, but you must be pleased with how the team as a whole rose to the occasion today and,
yeah, certainly,
and dominated the game.
Definitely. It's hard to choose a man of the match amongst such a good collective effort. I think that just overall emotion was just one of pride, really, because they saw the job through and no one felt sorry for themselves out on the pitch. And in such hot weather, they just kept on going, didn't they? And I think the support, if you didn't have that driving force behind you, you perhaps can think negatives and external factors, but today they didn't. They're just really professional.
So a huge crowd of 2,300 here today, and maybe even bigger numbers next week for the final. Just how much of a difference do you think that atmosphere can make in such a big game like today?
Well, yeah, I mean, you've seen it on television, haven't you, with the elite clubs where they get that driving force behind them and it sucks that ball into the goal. And I do think the closing stages, they were just, our fans were driving us on, and it does give players belief, without a doubt. 2 years ago it was a good atmosphere, but we've come on as a club, and you can tell that the fans buy into it because of their belief, and just all the tunes that are coming out, new ones every week, but it doesn't half make it a brilliant ground to be part of.
So I'm sure you've seen the result of the other semi-final playoff. Brackley found a winner in extra time. What are your thoughts ahead of that game, that final next weekend?
I think watched Chorley in the midweek, knew they were a quality team and hard to break down. Brackley, to be fair, finished in the top 3 again. They're relentless in their own mindset, and they're a good footballing team. Saw them against Spennymoor and beat them convincingly here, and it's always a very, very hard game. They know what they're about, and they've probably got the most experienced team at Conference North level, so we've got to deserve another win if we're going to do it.